So a lot of people are talking about the new Zetsubu no Shima trailer, which might I add is very, very awesome and good looking. Props to Treyarch for it, but there are a lot of things that are questionable about it, and a lot of people are thinking like, oh, that's different to the map. This is something new. That's got to mean something, right? Well, that's what I want to talk about in today's video. You know, whether we should take the trailer as like canon or not. So first off, I want to talk about trailers in general. They're made to people who don't actually have the game on map. They're marketed and like you're meant to watch it and be like, oh shit, that looks so cool, I want to play this right now, I need to buy it and all that. So that's what all trailers are. They're marketed to people who haven't seen it or haven't played it or whatever. So usually they tend to go all out with it, and with that, you know, that's why you see a lot of people saying, oh, the trailer spoiled the whole movie, because they try and put in so much info to try and catch the person watching it and engage them to get it to watch that, you know, they end up giving away too much info. Now this trailer pretty much spoils everything about the map, story-wise, gameplay-wise, it's pretty much all there. And we see scenes that aren't even possible in the game. We see Takeo 1.0 holding the summoning key. We see him being taken to the giant spider. And for me, those parts are just added in for effect for the trailer. They're like, whoa, like holy shit. If you notice, there are so many reused animations from the intro and the outro cutscene, and someone pointed this out on Reddit. There's a point where like Takeo holds his hands up when he's sitting in front of the dead bodies of Tank and Nikolai, and someone pointed out that that's kind of the same animation that Richtofen uses in the start of Origins after he's chopped Max's head open. So in regards to the summoning key, not counting that, you know, Takeo 1.0 never touched it. In regards to the spider, they've just swapped Takeo 2 with Takeo 1 and have placed him in front of the spider, looking like they're going to feed him to it, but we know that doesn't happen, so I'm going to count that as non-canon. So there's a lot of those kind of scenes throughout it, you know, Richtofen getting eaten, of course that wouldn't be canon, it's just for cool effect, like holy shit, that actually does happen in the game. You got their bodies on the ground, which I'm kind of a little confused about. It kind of seemed like a stylistic choice. I'm not really sure the point of that, but I don't think that'd be canon. I'll have to look at it, but I'm pretty sure the body poses are the same as the characters in Buried when you do Infinity Round, you know how you find their bodies. I'm pretty sure they're just the same kind of poses as they were. And then we get to the KT4. Now, there was a point when you're extracting blood from the spider that it's blue, and then when it's shot that it's yellow. It's making people think like, oh, there's got to be another upgrade to it because, you know, I think it's purple when you just do it first for the KT4, and then it's red when you do the spider bait. But in that one it's blue. We also have to remember though, the Razorback was in the Drak trailer. In the Moon trailer, the wave gun is coloured differently. And in Shangri-La, there's an actual trap switch instead of a brick there. But all of those were generally the first gameplay trailer, that were the first shown, whereas this has been a month after it's been released, and it's the second trailer they generally do. But as I said, I think it's just for an effect, you know, blue and yellow stand out much better than purple, red, or green. You know, the map is green itself. Having the acid just come out yellow just looks better than it coming out green. Then we got the talking. Now, the quote at the start that Takeo 1.0 says, I don't recognize that. I don't know if that's in-game. I don't think it is. But generally, these trailers have kind of a unique talking. You know, Shinonuma, that trailer had them talking and Tank's like, oh, we're here. And that gives you the idea that like, oh, so they plan to come to Shinonuma. Then it was just like Nikolai saying like, oh, cool, I don't fucking care about Takeo babbling, whatever. But it was just, you know, exposition. This, I guess you could say it's the same because it's unique dialogue. But again though, if you know, go back to the very first trailer for Nocturne Untold and you go along, you'll see that these trailers become more and more cinematic, more story-like or movie-like. The Mob of the Dead PS3 trailer, that one is really good trailer, but it was very story-orientated. So all in all, I feel like I haven't really explained it well as I'm going on, but pretty much it's a case-by-case basis, you know. I think certain scenes could be looked at and be like, oh yeah, you know, this is something to consider. Other scenes, okay, that doesn't happen, you don't even consider it. And, you know, that should be applied to all the trailers, but for Zetsubu no Shima, you can't just say that all of it has to be considered and all of it doesn't have to be considered. You know, it's just a blend of both. You can't have it one way or the other. So before I end this, guys, you know, I just want to say again, trailers are generally made for people who don't have the map and that they're trying to draw them in So they try and kind of go big and out with the trailer and do things that look really cool, like Rick Totham being eaten by the Thrasher, the giant spider, the dead bodies on the ground. So not everything in the trailer needs to be like really examined and thought about. But that doesn't mean just to ignore the trailer. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you later. Cheers!